The idea was to climb all the 4,000-meter peaks in the Alps. The peaks are mainly in Switzerland, a lot in France, and a couple in Italy. To make the whole project a little bit more interesting, I decided it's all by human power. You have to walk or cycle. No car. I don't use any lifts. It will be a challenging traverse, but that's what we want. If you use the car, and it's good weather, climb 2 peaks. And if there's bad weather, you just drive back home, and then it's not a real adventure. I can't go home. You live where you are. Going to the mountains is not something you can read in a book. You have to be out there. How long will it take? Hopefully, we will be able to do it in 80 days. If you do all the 4,000-meter peaks during 3-4 years, it's not the same experience. I'm climbing since 27 years. It's nothing really new anymore, but I still like it. I still want to do it. It's really difficult to find some good challenges.
He's the Swiss machine, so he's strictly training project, and what he wants to do, he do right.
Ueli is for sure not a normal alpinist. He brings the alpinist to a new level with the speed mountaineering he's doing.
The guy's obsessed in training and has been for many years. Nowadays, with Ueli's records and all his speed ascents around the world, it's almost a decade of really dedicated training that's finally paying off for him.
I was always just climbing big faces or technical routes. I wasn't interested. And now I felt like, yeah, I want to do something in the Alps. It's an endurance challenge. It's so much moving, so many hours. I can work out some more performance and put me in a new level. You cannot come from zero and think, now I can train half a year and be fit for a project like that. The base is here, I have that. That's like my last 20 years, I'm climbing. And now for this project, I didn't change a lot. I was going cycling a couple times, but all the rest is, for me, it's daily business. We started a project in the really east part of Switzerland with Michi Wolleben.
We have quite a similar style of alpinism. We like to go fast and we like to go light. Last year we did a project together, the first trilogy of the North Faces of the Regime in winter. And since then we trained together, we climbed and got the idea to make the 4,000-meter peaks.
I just asked my friend Daniel Mader if he can support the whole project.
Daniel is the communication. He's the man for everything.
Ueli asked me, hey, I had an idea, have you time to help me for this project? First I said, no, I had no time. He asked again, and I said, yes, it's a good thing I come with you. My part is to carry all the gear from valley to valley, to buy good food. I'm just a water boy.
Physically, it will be difficult. So many verticals, so much distance.
To do all the 4,000-meter peaks in one season is pretty incredible, but to do it all by manpower alone is something entirely different.
This is not normal. Most of the alpinists have 10 years, 8-10 years.
It's only 82 summits, and they're only 4,000 meter high, so no big deal.
I counted it, I have been at about 25 to 30 or something. So it's still a lot unclimbed mountains for me.
If you want to move every day for such a long period, you cannot burn yourself, you know? We will need to climb about 120,000 vertical meters. We will have to cycle over 1,000 kilometers, and we wanted to do that in around 80 days. This means we have to move constantly. I have to say I'm a gear junkie. It has to be perfect, and I have to feel like what I'm using, it's exactly what I need, and that's what I want, and there's no compromise. That's really important for me. Everything has to be really, really organized, and that's actually something that works really well with me and Daniel, because he's exactly the same way. We started on June 11th, and we still had a lot of snow, but actually we had really nice conditions for our first climb, Piz Bernina. I really like to feel nature, my body. You feel how small you are, but then you can move in this kind of like nature. It's just great. Just be out there. There's always the decision, how fast can I go? Do I have to slow down because it's dangerous? Do I down climb? Do I take a rope? There's always like these decisions constantly about the risk. Mountaineering is more dangerous than doing like an office job. That's the fact. So in the end, I think you have to figure out what makes sense in your life, what drives you and what makes you happy. I just like this simple way of living, you know? Nowhere else you have just such a simple world. It's hard to explain how much risk I take because I'm the only person who is in the moment and who makes the decision. It's just 1 second you make a wrong decision. This can happen to the best. Going to the mountains is not something you can read in a book. You have to be out there. We were able to fly into the valley with our paragliders, which was a really great start flying down from the first peak. Right now already the cumulus moving in. We definitely have to make sure we're moving now because otherwise we have to walk down. And I don't like to walk down.
Go flying.
We have to be careful with the paragliding. We are not experts.
I had an accident last year in end of December. I broke the whole body in the end.
Perfect flight from Bernina. You. Now you're on the project, but then on the other hand, you have like still 81 to climb. So we had to get to Bernese Oberland, which is like a 270K bike ride. So after the first peak, it immediately starts a different world, and that was cycling. Cycling is something I was worried a bit in the beginning. That's not something I do a lot, and it's how I can deal with so much cycling.
Alle 4000er von der Alpen sind insgesamt 82 Berggipfel, will der Ueli Steck nur einen Sommer besteigen. Der Ueli Steck, das ist der Bergsteiger und Extremsportler, der ungesichert und in einem Rekordtempo für die steilsten Wände draufgekraxelt ist. Jetzt ist er in sein neuestes Projekt gestartet. Anfangen tut die Alpentour mit der Besteigung vom Piz Bernina. Und jetzt wird es nur noch mit dem Velo unterwegs sein oder zu Fuß.
Today we hike up from Grindelwald, and we're really lucky that we were only about half an hour in the rain, but now it's only cloudy. It's really nice.
Sometimes you leave at 1 o'clock in the morning, sometimes I was leaving at 7. You really have to be flexible.
The first half an hour is really difficult. You feel like, oh, I'm tired and I don't want to go, and it's 5 in the morning, and it's a mental game a little bit. So once you're in the rhythm and you go, just go, 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 don't think. It's quite windy.
The conditions have to be really, really good. There are not many days which you can fly from top of one of these mountains. We try to fly down from the hut. You always want to land against the wind because with the wind it just goes too fast. And Michi, he was behind and he landed with the wind and he hurt his ass.
Michi, wie geht's deinem Hintern?
Schmerzt. Krampft. Telefoniert, was machen. Ich wusste auch nicht, ob wirklich was kaputt ist. Ich hatte Probleme beim Urinieren. Halt brutal angeschwollen gewesen, konnte den Fuß fast nicht bewegen. Und ja, am nächsten Morgen 4 weiter zum Mönch oder so. Ich kann mich fast nicht bewegen. Und